Now, I would never traffic drugs a day of my life, but shit, the money they be making, I got student loans. That interest ain't no joke, son. What's going on, everybody? It's the Granddad Woolly, and you are here again for another edition of Woolly Reviews TV Data Netflix Pick. Today we got a TV show / original series review today. We talk about a brand new series that just dropped, getting a lot of attention, so I had to holler at it. It's on some Colombian drug lord shit. I don't know nothing about that, but let's just talk about the shit. Talking about the new fucking show, Narcos. Now, Narcos, like I said, centers around the life of the Colombian drug lord Pablo Escobar during the 1980s. It pretty much tells about his come up and how he started from just being some bootlegger dude to get into actually selling cocaine and then becoming one of the largest distributors and exporters of cocaine in Colombia and pretty much the entire fucking world, probably, for the most part. And the show pretty much just chronicles the entire life of Pablo Escobar during the time where he was on his rise to his criminal power and the people that he actually brought along with them, people who had to kill to get there and everything in between. And it's a really dope show. It stars Wagner Moura, who is actually a Brazilian actor. They got a Brazilian dude playing a Colombian drug lord, and he does. I didn't even know that. I was like, dude, you convincing as shit. He's a good fucking actor. I'll give him that. But it centers around him, but it's also centered around another character who goes by the name of Steve Murphy. He is a DEA agent from the USA who gets relocated to Colombia, who ends up actually being involved and actually mixed up with the whole situation with Pablo Escobar. And you kind of hear and see his story as far as how he's trying to hunt down Escobar, as well as Escobar's story. So it's sort of like two stories going on at the same time. I guess you would call the DEA agent Steve Murphy the protagonist and Pablo Escobar would be the antagonist, but they both get equal amount of time and screen time to develop their character. And the thing about the show is there's a lot of good character development in this show in general. What I realized about the show is that going through the 10 episodes that there is, each of the characters start off a certain way, but as the show progresses and goes on, nearly every main and even supporting character has some sort of moral and some sort of just change as far as personality and the way that they think. And we see a lot of this character change happening in Escobar and Murphy's roles, but also the supporting characters go through this as well, such as Gustavo, which is Escobar's sort of cousin and right-hand man, and also in Pena, which is actually, I believe, Steve Murphy's partner. But a lot of characters go through this, and it makes it a really dynamic and really interesting turn of events to see these characters sort of transition and change based off the situations that are happening. There's a lot of other things that happen in the show that kind of play a vital role in how things play out, such as a lot of betrayal and murder and a lot of other, situations where people can't trust anybody, or, they thought they could trust this motherfucker, then they trying to steal their shit, so now they gotta fucking body this nigga because this motherfucker's trying to get into the game, but he ain't ready for the shit. So a lot of that shit goes down, and you just see a lot of people who thought could be trusted, can be trusted, and vice versa. And the show is written very well. There's a unique thing about the show is where it's both done in English and Spanish simultaneously. So certain characters you'll hear English dialogue, and then with other characters, especially like with Escobar and whatnot, you'll hear Spanish dialogue with English subtitles. But the thing about it is, once it makes it authentic, it makes it real. I mean, I think they actually shot this shit in Colombia too, because everything looks so fucking authentic and real in the show. And even with the dialogue being that is where you have to kind of read and understand what's going on, you get used to it after the first couple episodes because it just makes it more authentic and more realistic. And this is pretty much, they wouldn't be speaking fucking English during this time, especially living in Colombia, so they had to make it real. And the only time you do hear English is between, the DEA agent Steve Murphy and his partners or whatever it is. And they're like at the American embassy, where you would understand, yes, this is where they would fucking speak English. So the show really does have a lot of authenticity to it, which I really do appreciate, because it doesn't seem like they half-assed it or they tried to make it seem like something that it wasn't. Everything looks genuine on here, from the dialogue to the characters to just how everything plays out. And you really believe that the character Wagner Moura, who plays Pablo Escobar, really encompassed that character of Pablo Escobar. Even if you don't know anything about Pablo Escobar or what he's done, watching this show, you get a good, clear, detailed vision of who he is and what he did to get to where he was and everything in between. The characters that they have on here, I think, are all Colombian or authentic Colombian for the most part, or at least Spanish, but they really make them look that way. And everything on here is just dope, and I really like this show. And a lot of crazy fucking shit happens in this show, like a lot of too much crazy fucking shit for my taste. And you low-key want to be in that lifestyle. Not really. You do. The money looks nice. I mean, they make a lot of fucking money in this show. Like, it's like too much goddamn money. You feel salty about your life watching this shit. But then on the flip side, when they get a bullet in their head, you think, yeah, I'm good on that shit. So my final verdict, I'm not saying that Narcos is an overall very compelling, very well written, nicely put together, authentically shot TV series that's on Netflix. So I guess it's a fucking TV show. All I'm saying is that the acting on here is done really well. The script on here is really dope. The dual dialogue between Spanish and English works very well hand in hand, and it makes the show look even more authentic. It's a lot of crazy shit happens, a lot of violence, a lot of betrayal, a lot of, you know, drug shit going on, a lot of money being thrown around, a lot of fucking crazy shit, and you just get to see what Pablo Escobar did within the time that he was just running the fucking drug game, and, you know, all the shit that happened in between. And it's a show that I think, even if you don't know anything about that, you still will be interested in watching it, because it is an interesting and very entertaining show. So all I gotta say is that for me, Narcos is 100% Granddad approved. Definitely go watch it. It's out on Netflix now, the whole season, 10 episodes. They're about an hour each, so make sure you got some time if you're gonna binge watch the shit. And it already got picked up for a second season, so apparently the show is doing very well, so definitely check that out when that drops. But I got nothing more to say. Narcos, it's Granddad approved. But don't get into the drug game, because it doesn't end well, apparently. Or maybe it does. I don't fucking... Flip it. Alright guys, gonna do it for today's video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and drop a comment. Tell me what you think of Narcos if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, like I said, it's out right now on Netflix, the whole first season. So go binge watch this shit, because that's usually what people do with TV shows on Netflix. They watch shit back to back with no fucking life, and then they fucking get sad when it's over. It happens to everybody. It's gonna happen to you. Previous video is on the side, as well as my music video. Check those out. Show them some love. And as always, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, Instagram. Links in the description below. And subscribe. Button on the screen. Button below. Woolly Reviews. Twice a week. Gaming channel. Check that out. And I got nothing more to say. So until next time I take my leave. Granddaughter. Narcos. The drug game is crazy. It really is. And it ain't for me. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stick to rap game. I'm out of here.